This podcast is brought to you by all the anime addicts. If you want to support the show and get all the extra content, the hentai episodes, the hobby addicts, the after parties, and Mitsuki's love, you can go to our Patreon, patreon.com, Anime Addicts, or you can hit up the website, AAAPodcast.com/join. And with that, it's time to start the podcast.
Get ready! You're about to listen to the Anime Addicts Anonymous Podcast. Make your anime addiction worse at AAAPodcast.com. And now, here are your anime addicts.
Welcome into the podcast. Welcome back to episode 805. I had to check that number for a second. It's getting so outlandish, so dawn to dawn-like. Welcome back to the podcast, where our sole mission is to make your anime addiction worse. I am your host, Mitsuki. I'm balder than ever. I shaved it this morning, and I did it just for you. We're also joined by Caroline. She didn't shave her head, thank God.
No, I don't think that would be the look for me. But, and also, I would not want to step on your toes, Mitz. But yeah, I'm here, doing well. Got my coffee in hand. Not nearly as nice as a cup as Mitsuki, though.
Yes, I am drinking coffee out of a Sonic the Hedgehog mug. Because you gotta go fast. And that means coffee. We're also joined by a man wearing a Turbo Granny shirt. His name is Raggedy Doctor. How are you?
I also gotta go fast. Doing good. Doing great, in fact. Happy to be here.
And a man. That's right. Life finds a way. His name is Andrew. He's wearing a Jurassic Park shirt. It's based as fuck. How are you?
I am. I just forgot I was going to be on the anime podcast today, and this was what I woke up in. This is me just waking up, and I have a goofy cut mug.
Oh!
So that's my mug today.
Raggedy, do you have a mug? Or are you mugless?
Where's your mug, bitch?
I'm taking a note from Mason. Got my water bottle.
Oh, boo.
Hydro Homie.
Boring.
Don't I have a boo drop on here? I redid the soundboard so I could find stuff, and then inevitably I still can't find anything. All right. Anyway, on the podcast today, we are going to be doing some fun content for you. Oh, also, if you want to watch us, we're now live at 10 a.m. Sundays, Eastern Standard Time. We changed the time. We all decided that would be easier for us, so we have updated the time. So please take note if you like to watch us live. Give us a like and subscribe if you like the podcast so that it'll tell you when we're on. The Discord. Caroline, what would you like? If you had one thing, if you collected all 7 Dragon Balls, what would you wish for everyone to know about the Discord right now?
Well, we got shit going on, and we want you to be a part of it. Anime Club. We are every other Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And on December 3rd, which is the next anime club we'll be getting together, it's a watch party for Iroduku, The World in Colors, which I've never seen before. So we'll watch a few episodes of that. So you can just come in without any preparation, just join the club, and, we'll have a nice little fun time on a Wednesday night. Though we do usually have, discussion clubs where you have to watch something ahead of time. But, yeah, just join in. It's easy and fun. And
I've seen this one, I think.
And, drum roll please. Secret Santa is coming! Woo! It is something that we do yearly. We gift each other anime recommendations. And it's really fun. So I highly recommend you join the Discord and be on the lookout for the announcement of how you can get involved this year. It'll be within the next week or so that we'll get our messaging out. And it's really fun, and we hope you join. That's the end. And it's free. That's right. And if you don't join the Discord, you'll never end up on the podcast like some people will be today, because indeed, it's time for My Anime List Court. We are going to bring some of you to justice, as we have access to a handful of My Anime Lists.
and you will be required to defend yourself prostrate yourself deeply and painfully before the judging eyes of us 4 anime nerds who supposedly know better than all of you, except we don't. Except Raggedy. He's got a look on his face that says that he knows. He knows better.
I've done my research. I've done some deep dives.
He's seen some shit, and he wants you to know it. And some of you are in big fucking trouble because I didn't even have to look at your lists, and I was ready to roast you. So, as the other people on here will attend to, I haven't looked at any of your anime, and I was already talking shit. It didn't even have to get that far. So be prepared. We're also going to be reviewing Dawn to Dawn Season 2, now with a deeply downgraded theme song. Indeed. Very sad. All right. Oh, I do have an announcement to make. We did get some pretty generous donations for the podcast today, so I want to thank Pring on the Discord for just being such a nice guy, honestly. Talked to him for so nice. I wish he didn't live in Canada. No offense, Andrew. It would be easier to meet him in person.
What the fuck?
Go ahead. Oh,
I met him in person once. He came on the New York City trip to see the Avatar concert, so...
It's nothing personal, Andrew. It's just that Canada is really far.
Sounds personal.
Yeah.
It sounds personal. Okay. Wow.
You know what? I still think you're beautiful.
It's okay. I get it. Fuck me. Whatever.
He's trying to.
He taps his mic and checks out. Yeah, Pring and I had a pretty nice conversation on, what was it, Tuesday, I think, and yeah, just a super nice guy, and a big thank you for the donation to the podcast. It does help out a lot. So, and for those of you that do support the podcast, we will thank you here as well. So if you want to, again, head over to the Patreon or the website. Big news of the week.
Oh, 大ニュースです. It's time for big news of the week.
All right. Well, I didn't think I was going to be able to find anything today, but I was wrong. Dragon Ball is having its first ever worldwide character popularity poll, and I think it's pretty fucking sweet. I'm here for it. So, 212 characters in the first round, mostly coming from the 42 original volumes of the series. So you're not gonna get anything from like Dragon Ball Super in this poll. And they have a lot of very weird, like, niche characters that most people probably don't even know about, like the dolphin who gave Goku directions to Master Roshi's house right at the beginning of the series. The farmer at in the first episode of Dragon Ball Z. Bulma's mother, who I didn't know was named Bikini. That's fucking funny.
Bikini Briefs.
Bikini Briefs! You gotta be shitting me. That is so ridiculous. God, nothing is serious. The girl that Goku picked for Master Roshi in the third volume of the manga. Just so much fun stuff. So I'm blown away that this is the first time, and Dragon Ball's been around for like 40 years, and Japan is literally obsessed with these fucking character polls, and they've never done one for Dragon Ball. How is that literally even possible?
I mean, it's the first
That
time
is
it's for worldwide, though.
Well, that's fair. I don't know how many times they've done it in total. If you want to vote in the poll, write this down. It's not a very easy link. db1.dragon-ball-official.com/en. That'll take you right to the poll. You can vote every day. You can vote once per day, so you can rack up advertising.
If you want to be lazy, you can just get it in our podcast document because the link is there as well.
Oh, that's true. God, he's such a company man.
I am. What can I say? I'm terrible. It's actually interesting. So I think what's happening is we're seeing a lot of rise of these worldwide polls. Wow, I cannot speak today.
That's okay.
We're seeing a rise of these worldwide polls.
Oh my good lord.
Because I had a news item about this a month or two ago about Gundam also doing a worldwide poll as well. So you can further see the globalization of anime, how it goes. But other things I want to say, other fun names. I'm looking through the list quick right now. One of the ones that showed up in my voting pool is Man with an Axe from I think when Goku's brother arrives. Then I saw Invisible Man. We have good old Mr. Popo in his manga glory, so
hell yeah,
full of the fun old blackface.
Oh, Mr. Popo, he's a homie though. I love Mr. Popo.
Oh no, he's a great character. Great guy.
Well, the craziest
That's the whole
thing, too,
Jinx
is they have-
problem.
Well, hold on, they have Master Roshi, but then they also have Jackie Chun,
Yeah,
who is
those are two different characters.
that's fair, I guess.
Those are two
I
different
maybe I
characters.
thought they were the same. They look very similar. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
What?
Same.
Are you
Same
trying to
with,
tell me Master Roshi and Jackie Chun are the? I guess I've never seen them in the same building before, in the same room before.
So I'm voting for Jackie Chun.
There's also Girl Targeted by Oolong. Like there's like some really obscure characters. You weren't kidding. Fortune Teller Baba's Ghost Usher. King Castle Guard. This list is crazy.
What the fuck? The Planet Frieza number 79 air traffic controller? What the hell, character? An air traffic controller in the Frieza Force. He catches the signal from Vegeta's space pod as it travels to Planet Frieza number 79 from Earth. I don't
This is my
remember.
favorite.
Wow. Go ahead.
Can you imagine,
Wacky
like,
of the man
people
who
that put this
infuriated
poll
Boo.
together? People put this poll together, probably reread Dragon Ball to pick out every single individual character and wrote those character bios. How long did that take?
Fuck me, I don't know. Too
Someone
long.
got paid is all we know.
Hey, everyone needs a job. Everybody. So there is a preview of what the top 5 vote getters were from the first day. If you guys haven't cheated already and looked it up on the article, any guesses?
I mean, there's some easy ones. Goku and Vegeta, right?
Yeah, basically.
Mm-hmm. Those are those are
I
on
want
there.
to say my boy Krillin.
Krillin is not in the top 5.
No
Sorry.
way.
But I'll vote for Krillin.
Okay,
There he is right there. I'll vote for him.
because I don't think they put Piccolo on that list either. Even though I think he has more of a Western fan base. To be fair.
I just voted for Krillin. That's right.
Who else?
Roshi?
Nah, Roshi wouldn't be
He's
in there.
splitting
No?
votes with Jackie Chun.
Would you guys like me to tell you?
Well,
Yeah,
it's because
just tell us.
Roshi disappears basically once we get to like the Saiyan arc for the most part. So
The other of the top 3, you already got 2 of them, Goku and Vegeta. Gohan is in the top 5.
oh yeah,
Sure.
Piccolo is in the top 5, which
Oh, I'm
I
surprised.
would not. Yes, I would not have guessed, honestly. And the one that is a little surprising, but in some ways not, because it just smacks of like intense internet like droolery, is Vegito. So Vegito's in there.
Cheeto.
If I had a fucking dollar for every time I saw someone whose screen name was SSJ Vegito back from like the 2000s on the internet, I have a shit fucking ton of money. I'm surprised Mr. Satan's not on here because I know they love his ass in Japan. So
well,
but,
remember it is worldwide.
yeah, but come on, nobody in America.
All the Americans are looking for Hercule, can't find him, and give up.
Yeah, is Hercule even?
True.
Yeah, if you type Hercule, it doesn't even come up.
Yeah.
But Satan does. I don't know. I have no idea why he's called Mr. Satan, but all right. So I think that's fun. So we're probably gonna hear, in a while about how Goku won, and although I hope he doesn't, because I think that's just kind of lame, but he probably will.
People really like identify with Goku as a character, which is, I don't get it, but people really do. Actually, I do get it, but like. He's like, in a way, this very blank slate that people can put themselves on. Like, if you could give a voice to like a main character in RPG, that's basically Goku. He's like your avatar in this world, and he somehow does this in manga and anime form. I guess is the best way I could put it.
Well, I love Goku because I did have a dad growing up, but he wasn't really a very heavy participant as a dad, if you know what I mean. So I pretty much was raised by Goku. So, yeah, Goku's my dad. There you go.
There are worse choices.
Yeah, there are. Goku, he's nice at least.
Yeah, there are better choices. You could have picked Piccolo. Piccolo's a
That's
good
true.
dad.
That is true. Yeah, Piccolo. Yeah.
And not even arguably the better dad.
All right, so that's my big news of the week. What else you guys got?
Okay.
got
Well, I'm going to
nothing.
say something depressing.
Uh-oh.
So that
Oh,
Raggy
come
can end us with
on.
something
Why is
fun.
someone always... Okay, go ahead. Good Lord.
Well, I think it's because this is a little bit important to talk about. So there's this cosplayer, unfortunately, who passed about a month ago, and the more reasoning for it came up recently, this past week, more or less. Lower it just a smidge because it's really loud in my ears. Thank you.
You need to turn your volume down. That was not. I could barely hear it on my end.
Okay.
Shit.
Either way,
I hope I don't give you
cosplayer.
Permanent ear damage by the end of this podcast.
No, it wasn't that loud. The cosplayer was named Ash, aka Squid Kid 1111. And what's tragic about this is that they were at the age of 19, and this comes from a lot of online bullying, racism, and death threats for just cosplaying, which I think it's sort of like an interesting thing to talk about because it's crazy to me in the world that we live in the anime community, that people could be this virulent and mean towards someone doing something that they loved and was not even arguably pretty good at it. Like, she did a whole bunch of different cosplays from like a lot of shonen stuff. So she did like an Ochako, she did Hatsune Miku, she did I can't remember.
She did Freyrin was another big one.
Yeah, she did a Freyrin one, and they all look really good. And the fact that she got like crazy like death threats and racist comments for being a person of color cosplaying these characters is just wild to me. And I say this, if you're only an audio listener, I am a person of color myself, and so this is why it's something that I thought important to bring up, that racism is not cool.
It's been so long since I've heard about anything like this. I kind of just figured it wasn't happening as much anymore, but maybe it is. I don't know. That's the internet for you, I guess.
Yeah.
Sucks.
And it doesn't help that bots also probably do propagate a lot more to make it like intensify it, but it's just like, it's just just appreciate cosplays for cosplaying. It reminds me of the guy and like who did a Nightwing cosplay, and because he was a little bit of a thicker boy, everyone like made fun of him for doing it, and people are like, what the fuck? Anyway, I think it's stupid. So anyway, that's my news of the week. I thought I wanted to bring up. I think it's just unfortunate that we lost someone so young to basically online bullying, and you would think that in this day and age people would stop doing it, but
the internet is 96% bots, so there you go.
Yeah,
pretty much.
It's just sad. Just don't be a dick. Like,
Yeah,
really...
and she was like, just based on like all the photos, she was very talented. Like, these costumes are great, and it's just very tragic.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is about the internet. It just brings out the worst in people. So I don't know. It's weird.
It's the anonymity, the lack of consequences. Because these same people, I guarantee you, are not going up to like some kid trick or treating on Halloween to be like, "Oh, you can't wear that costume because you're not the right skin color."
Yeah, they don't want to get punched in the mouth.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's messed up.
All right, what else we got?
I didn't want to be
happy news
too depressing for too long, unfortunately. Yes. But I thought it was important to at least bring it up because I love our community, but this is something I won't tolerate in our community.
I mean, it was no Tatsuya Nagamine, but it was pretty sad.
Oy.
What?
From the last podcast episode. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a callback.
A callback, people. Come on.
I totally listen to every episode I'm not in.
Yeah, me too.
You liar.
I used to a lot, but I can't keep up myself.
There's some.
I have too many true crime pods to listen to.
Mitz, I gotta watch a lot of anime and get laid. If I listen to the podcast too, I'm gonna have to cut one of these out.
Foreshadowing.
I suggest that make a list and prioritize appropriately.
Yes, it goes podcast, sex, anime. No,
fair enough.
Anyway,
raggedy.
So, in happier news, the Attack on Titan concert series is returning to the U.S. in 2026. And if you tune into the Hobby Addicts episode, you may hear about myself and Caroline and our experience at the 2025 version of this concert.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, it's an immersive blend of live rock, orchestral music, and anime visuals. It features the original soundtrack from the show, It's put on by a company called Wild Fairy, who also do concerts for One Piece, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, and other various nerdy shows and games. The concert tickets are currently available. You can go to the Wild Fairy website, or I have linked it in our show notes. You can go there as well.
Is it a?
Yeah,
is it a?
this continuation. Sorry, Mitz, you want to ask your question?
Wasn't so much. Well, yeah. Is it a female fairy with wings?
There are no actual fairies, unfortunately.
Oh God.
It is just a name.
Just to clarify, I think that the 2026 tour is just going to places that they did not go to in the 2025 tour. Otherwise, if they were coming back to New York City, I'd be like, let's go again, because it was that good. Like, we won't get too much into it now because we are going to talk about it later on the Hobby Addicts. But yeah, it was great.
All right.
Yeah, fun time.
Yeah, I haven't been to one of those concerts in a while. The last time I went to one, it was a Final Fantasy VII remake concert, and the fucking fire alarm went off during the concert. This is the worst. Yeah, it's the worst ever. It's like all these people are playing they're all deeply synced up and playing their fucking violins and their clarinets and all that, and then boom, fire alarm. It's like ridiculous. All right. All right. Do we have a video? Do we have participants? We do.
We got 5.
All right. All right. Well, let me play a drop here. And do I have to bring them in, or can one of you do that?
Hold on. Let me check if I can move people. I can move people.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and just choose somebody, and we will get started.
Well, we should explain what the main topic is first, shouldn't we?
What you want, what you gon' silly weeaboo, when the anime addicts come for you. Weeaboo, what you gonna do? All right. Yeah, so Anime Court. This is a... Oh, wait, sorry. There you go. This is a segment where we will... Wow. Raggedy Doctor has proven that he is a nerd and has made me proud by placing... I have to thank whoever did this. I assume it was Raggedy Doctor. I have to thank you. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Could be wrong. But a tremendous amount of notes. Just lots of very cleanly bulleted notes in typical pen in your pocket nerd style, which I appreciate so much. If you want to get the show notes, it's one of the only things that we don't offer for free on this podcast. So you have to help out the show if you want the show notes. But so many statistics here, and I have to say, you're all fucked. So we're basically going to bring people in here from the list, and we are going to interrogate them about their My Anime list, and I will be vicious and unkind and Judge Judy-like. But it doesn't mean that I don't love you. Just remember that this is all a show for fun. Or maybe not.
I think maybe we should say that all weebs are innocent until proven guilty in the court of the
all weebs are
AAA
guilty
podcast.
until proven innocent, actually.
Yeah.
All right.
Order!
You guys ready for our...
Order!
You ready for our first... God damn it, Mitz, that drop is crazy. You guys ready for our first contestant?
Bring him in, bailiff.
On our court?
Yeah,
all right. I'm basically going in order that they are on our list, because all of them are here. So we're going to start with Mochi Mochi 6087, aka Mana Dork, on Mana_Dork on my anime list. Hello, Mochi Mochi. Welcome to the Mal Anime Court. First on the docket, myanimelist.net/profile/mana_dork. You are accused of having a Mal list. Are you here to defend yourself?
First, I want them to introduce themselves and let us know where they're from, and their mic is muted.
Yes. Mochi Mochi, can you hear us?
Knock,
All right,
knock,
well,
knock.
Put them
All
back
right,
in
well,
the...
this
Put them up.
defendant-
Oh, here
Oh,
they
he's
go.
here.
Here they go. They're unmuted.
Oh, okay.
Mochi Mochi was taking a
Hello.
dump.
No, I was not.
You can't. Don't
He
bother
was found
trying.
in contempt of
Listen,
court.
listen. Don't. She's
Obviously
right. Don't.
was.
Yes.
Who
So-
are you?
I'm making
Where are you
focaccia.
from?
Focaccia.
Ja.
That's very likely.
Mochi.
Where are you calling
Yes.
from, Mochi Mochi?
Oh, Minnesota.
Oh my God.
Minnesota.
We have
The
some.
land
was
of the
there
Emerys.
recently.
Are you freezing your dick off in
Do you hear me?
Minnesota right now? Oh, we can
Yes,
hear
Yeah,
you.
we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Mm-hmm.
Yellow.
Yellow.
Hello? Uh-oh, did you do something to your headphone?
Okay.
Hello? Okay.
Pitch him
Well,
back
we're
in the
gonna call you
put him
back.
back in the pool in the pond for now.
He'll be back. Figure out your stuff. All right, next on the list is... Next on the docket is Enforce, AnyList.co/user N4C. ENFORCEE. Enforce, are you here?
Yes.
Where are you
Hi.
calling from?
I'm from the Balkans.
Wow.
Ooh. So it's like in the middle of the day for you, like
This is
afternoon. you think.
international crimes, is what you're
Yeah, it's
Are we Scotland Yard?
Yes, we are.
Sweet.
Where's the Balkans?
right.
I have a feeling that 9 out of 10 people listening don't know. It's in Europe,
Like
right?
Eastern Europe.
Yes, it's in Europe.
all of. Let me just pause.
He's in disbelief.
Well- Yeah, let me just take the Discord one because I'm also watching the stream.
Oh yeah, no, definitely
Oh,
mute the
yeah,
stream.
yeah.
Definitely mute the stream.
So the Balkans is essentially like a Mediterranean area. I think Bulgaria,
I knew it.
Croatia, Serbia, near
Yeah.
Italy. For those of you that don't know where those other, it's, it's I know a woman very close to me that didn't know where Brazil was on a world map. So do not.
Does she go well with syrup?
With
I
syrup?
can neither confirm nor deny for my own safety. So I shall
I
plead the
understand.
fifth. Plead the fifth.
Oh no.
All right. So what are his crimes?
Well, I will, since I dug up all of these stats, I'm going to pull a few of them for us. For starters, we have 136 shows watched, a little on the low side, which is not terrible, except for when you dig into that data and you realize that only 23 of them are from the last 2 years. So you've been slacking.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would like to suggest that Enforce, as someone who listens to this podcast for quite a while now, isn't keeping his list up to date. What do you think?
I mean, my like activity with anime and manga is basically like very sporadic. It's very random. Sometimes I do watch it, sometimes I don't watch it for like 3 months. So
I see.
Yeah.
So you have commitment issues, is what I'm hearing.
The
more like when I feel it, when I feel like it, I'll like watch it.
the
But
other
I
thing
do
I'd like
read
to point
manga
out-
daily.
Well, listen, we're not nerds here. Well, we're nerds, but not that kind of nerd. The other thing
Yeah.
I'd like to point out is your score distribution, my friend, is not exactly very critical. It's very generous. You
I
have
mean,
a mean
it's very
score
much-
of 8.3.
Oh my
With not
god!
Very much on
Not a
my
big
like
deviation.
it's very much on how much I enjoyed it and how I think of it. It's not really like how good the anime is. Like, for example, a lot of these anime, I would say that if for my for my score, I think they are lesser, but I enjoyed them at that moment. And some of them I would lower the score, but good amount of them I would still keep the score because I enjoyed them that much.
There's no way you liked Attack on Titan season 2 and 3 that much.
I
Compared
mean,
to,
I
like,
did. I did.
To
I
season,
liked
compared
all
to
of it.
season 1?
I mean, I liked it, all of it, from season 1 to the final thing. Because it was very much, very unique to me. It's very much something new. Yeah, it had its problems, of course, but I mean, you can't really find like anime that is perfect without any those. And I mean, those imperfections make it like really good and really memorable, honestly.
So
would-
are you saying that you enjoyed all of Naruto and Naruto Shippuden just as much as you enjoyed all of Mob Psycho 100.
Thing is, Naruto is the one that I watched for the longest since my childhood, for like, 10, 15 years already. It was on the, like, kind of like a Cartoon Network, but local, It's not really Cartoon Network, it's like a local thing. And yeah, on it had like just Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Naruto, and I think that's it from the anime. It had just that. Didn't have any other anime. So I am rather like, late into the game. I started watching different kinds from 2019. But yeah.
I would argue your biggest 10 out of 10 sin of all of these, though, is the ice guy and his cool female colleague.
Honestly, I think I would
How do you
lower that,
read?
like, honestly, I think that I would lower that to maybe like an 8 now. Now that there's some times is passed, but honestly, I have enjoyed it very much. I like the kind of like, how would you classify it? Would you classify it
Rom-com.
Josei or yeah?
You're
And
rom-com.
yet Suzume is a 1. You gave wait. No. I thought
No,
that
no.
was the score. That was the amount of you
No.
watched being 1 episode. I thought it was the score.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a little
Yeah.
embarrassing.
There's
Sorry
no
about
If
that.
you
I
want
won't
to,
I
if
won't
you want to tell you,
get
the
you.
worst anime that I've seen ever, like ever, was that Tact OP Destiny.
Yeah, I see
Literally,
that.
that was the hottest pile of shit that I've ever watched.
And just
And
above that
I
is
watched.
Komi.
I mean, I didn't vibe with the, with its humor and such, so I didn't really enjoy it that much.
Apparently,
So,
you
I
hate
mean,
Wotakoi also. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Do
I
you even watch this
mean,
podcast?
I did watch it, but I mean, it was good, but not something that is like, wow to me.
I would, as a man, this is a question/statement. As a man that no cap gets bricked up for some Neko Mimi, I will. I am making an observation that you gave the Garden of Words a 10 out of 10, and am subtly.
Honestly-
And I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
No judgment. If you love feet, it's all good. I love ears, furry ones. So I just wanted to say that.
Nah.
There's-
It's just like, I like the art style and the kind of like, vibe of the garden.
Okay. you
I
gotta-
make
no,
I
no,
make
no.
myself wait a second, Rowdy. I make myself vulnerable to you, and then you come back with denial. What is this about?
Nah, bro.
Just admit
I
it, you
mean,
like
I see, in your list, I see a history of denial. For example, you watched a show called A Sister's All You Need, claiming that this was purely for a Discord challenge. However, when you
Yeah,
dig
it was.
deeper,
Is she wearing cat
but
ears?
when you dig deeper into your list, you've also watched My One Hit Kill Sister, My Stepmom's Daughter Is My Ex, which you gave 8s to both of those, by the way. Love Flops, which you
I
also
mean-
gave an 8 to. I think you're in a little bit of denial, my friend.
Do you love Little Sisters?
Nah, bro.
No,
It's
listen.
not like that. But like, I did enjoy them at that time. Maybe like, I found that like, the dynamic is really like, it was fitting. It was fitting. Was it the best? Not quite.
Eh.
I would honestly revise the score, but I mean, most of them are really good.
And when Enforce is hiking through the woods and he finds the couch and he digs into it to get the pile of porn out of the couch and he flips through the mags, someone else comes along and they say, I noticed that you're looking at a porn mag. And he says, well, I swear I'm only reading it for the articles. I would never look at the photos.
You know what? I'm gonna go to a structural problem I have with your list right now.
That it's on
How
any
is it
list?
You have that it's Annie list 1, but
Thank
how's it that
you.
you're
I mean, I have
watching-
Mal.
How's it
I
you're
have
watching?
Mal, but
Yeah, you should have given us the Mal. You would have probably escaped way easier.
I mean, the same thing is on Mal. It's just, my analyst is my primary one, and the Mal is like, I'm backup.
Why do you keep 2? I mean, I guess backup, but
Yeah, because-
you keep both updated at the exact same time.
I mean, I have an extension in my browser that keeps, like, when I update analyst, it updates Mal. So it's
Oh.
basically just, you know,
Do you mind if
Just
I
that.
share your list with the chatters?
yeah.
I
Yeah,
just
go
want to
ahead.
say, you have 195 shows that you're watching, but like more than half of them are 0 of whatever episodes. What the hell is that?
I think,
How do you
you
have?
know,
How have you rated Den Coil a 7, but you've watched 0 of the 26 episodes?
That's a harsh score for Deno Coil.
I think what most of these shows I put on the, like, you know, I'm gonna watch it, you know, a lot of them, but then I got busy and such, so I forgot to put them on planning. So that's why they are on the watching.
Disgusting.
I also think it's kind of funny that looking at your plan to watch list, you have My Hero Academia plan to watch, but you also have plan to watch My Hero Academia season 2, season 3, season 4, season 5.
I mean, just to, like, you know, to have them all in the list.
I see.
I have two questions for you.
Yeah.
The first one is, given that I am old as fuck and tend to promote anime on this podcast that are a little older, how is it that you only have one anime on here released prior to the year 2000, and it's the One Piece movie, which I'm
I
sure
mean,
that... Yeah, come on,
I've
what is
been
with this,
watching-
man? What about Golden
I've
Boy?
been watching. I mean, thing is, I've been watching One Piece, but not as consistently as I am like using the other means, because I don't really like fillers in One Piece as much as it a shocker to you as I did in Naruto. I mean, I liked all the fillers in Naruto. Sumi, I mean,
All
it's
the
my
fillers?
favorite show.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Even
Okay,
the
you
race.
just opened up another can of worms. You liked
Yeah.
all the fillers in Naruto?
I mean, I watched all of the fillers.
Okay, I watched them too, but I would never say I liked them.
No, there is a difference. Let me correct myself. I watched all of the fillers. Do I like all of the fillers? Not really. Most of
okay.
them are good, but good amount
No,
of
they're
them
not. I'm
are
sorry.
really bad.
The ninja ostrich, really?
I say we
mean,
lock his ass up. That was just straight cap right there.
That's
You just put yourself in
buried
jail
yourself.
right there.
Yeah. How do we find the plaintiff?
I want to know why Kite has no score on here. There's
Honestly,
all this little sister shit on here. We got K-On! We got 9 K-On! Anime on here. There aren't even 10 that exist. They're all on here somehow. All 9 of them. They all have a 10. And then we got
I mean-
the smexiest little Kite. Excuse me. Judge Judy is talking. Then we got the smexiest little what the fuck is her name from Kite? The Sawa, I think. You know, laying down here on the bed in the clean sheets, and she doesn't even get a score. What the fuck?
Thing is, when I was watching like AniTubers that I watched, and they were reviewing that, and they said that this is the most banned anime, like the worst.
Bullshit.
I was like, bet, let's see it. I downloaded even the director's, like, you know, cut. And I was like, let's see how bad can this be? Like, it can't be this bad. I mean, thing is, I've seen a lot worse stuff than this. This is nothing really.
So why doesn't have why is there no score on here? That's really what I'm asking.
Honestly, I don't know.
It's not the worst. See, when I was 12 and I watched Kite, I was thinking, oh my god, he shot a bullet into the old lady's head in the elevator and her head exploded. I'm sorry, go watch Island of the Dead, the hentai, and come back and talk to me, and I'll show you what bad is. Kite is not that bad. People, these AniTubers or whatever, come on, people. You get 2 weak as fuck sex scenes and Kite, and all of a sudden it's the worst thing ever. I'd say Wicked City is much worse than Kite, in my opinion.
Honestly, I did like it. I did like the, you know, I think it's very reminiscent of 90s, like 90s show, like 90s craziness of
Oh,
the
it is from the
OVAs.
90s.
That's why I'm like, yeah. I mean, it's really like, you know, reminiscent of that kind of stuff. And I have a lot of anime from 90s. If you go into my planning, I mean, it's ever expanding. I don't think it's gonna stop growing because yeah. A lot of the planning shows are from the 90s. A lot of them are like, you know, I think there is like, don't get me wrong. Maybe there is like Astro Boy and other, like, you know, 70s, 80s, 90s anime, but I'm not sure.
When you scroll down to the bottom of this list, I've got it on the screen right now. and you click on, and then we're gonna move on here, and you click on A Kite. This is
Yeah.
what you fucking get. This is what you fucking get on AniList. 404 not found Chan. That's what it says. Look, AniList. I
Thing
know
is-
I'm supposed to get on my knees and prostrate myself before the giant cock that is AniList, but you could at least have your fucking pages working. What?
I
What
mean,
the Christ. Have you seen my page? No, sorry. It's not here.
thing
Anyway.
is, Analyst does a lot of fuck ups and it has like a lot of problems. You know, I mean, Mal, I think generally Mal doesn't have much of them, you know, but like Analyst is usually like has better UI, has like, you know, more intuitive, like, you know, you can see it all in the like, you know, as much as like, you know, Mal is a lot like, you know, older. I think Analyst is just more intuitive for me at least.
Okay.
But it has its problems, of course.
You have anything else? You have anything else to say before we judge your fate?
I think you can see a lot of code. Yes, I mean, honestly, I can't really say anything else for the code cast because it's pure peak. It's pure peak. It's literally like, you know, just it's literally really good. Like the Code Geass one. I watched in the like the I honestly I just didn't watch the latest one, like the latest Code Geass one. I don't know, it's like Return of the Z or something. I can't really remember.
Can I sentence him?
Yeah, but yeah,
Yes.
go ahead.
I sentence
We find the
you.
plaintiff.
Put me out of my misery.
We find you guilty on all charges. Your sentence is go watch some shit from the fucking 90s.
Yeah.
That's your
I need
yeah. Go watch Cowboy Bebop. Go watch Outlaw Star. Go watch Macross. Go watch something. Now get the fuck out of here.
I mean, I think I watched. I don't know if I put it in my list, but recently I watched with my friend like One Punch Man season 1.
That's not
Very,
the
very
We're
recently.
talking about the 90s, and you bring up
All right.
Get him
outta
this
here.
man outta here.
Get him out of here. Thank you for being on the
Thank you for
podcast.
joining.
Okay, see.
All right, we're gonna try Mochi Mochi again.
Oh, Mochi, I swear to God.
All right.
Mochi
Hello,
Hello,
Mochi.
Mochi Mochi. Is
Mochi.
everything working for you now?
Am I good here?
Can you hear
Can
me?
hear you. Can you hear us?
Speak to
Make
me.
sure you have the stream
I can
muted.
hear you.
Where are you calling
Yeah,
from?
make sure you have the stream muted. Yeah, and yeah, where are you calling from?
Minnesota.
Oh yeah, we already did that.
Minnesota.
Oh yeah, true.
Jesus.
All right, let's look at this My Anime list, folks.
All
Let's
right,
start
let's
off
get
with
to
let's start off with some statistics. So
Uh-huh.
683 shows scored, healthy
Okay.
healthy number. Mean score 6.92.
Ooh!
Fairly
A pretty-
critical. That's
A
good.
pretty nice distribution as well, so it's not all 6s and 7s. So we'll give you some credit there. Some special notes that I made about your AniList, and I'm sorry to call you out, my friend, but I can't call you that because you have no friends on your My AniList, and it's very sad.
Raggedy.
I don't
How
have
dare you.
friends.
Well, you gotta find some friends.
I don't have any friends either.
No.
No, he says no.
I met my wife in high school. We've been together ever since.
Ah,
You got
that's
She's
kids,
not. Wait,
you don't have
she's
time.
not. Wait, but she's not your friend on your AniList either.
I got her to watch anime. That's more than enough. All those shows we probably watched together.
Well, you have kids. You,
You
said.
know
How old
what?
are your kids, if you don't mind
What?
me asking?
Sorry, what?
How
Are you
old are
trying
your
to give them
kids?
clemency?
We have two kids.
No, how old roughly? You don't have to be specific.
Oh, sorry, they just changed. It's 8 and 6.
8 and
He
6.
just changed.
And you have an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old, and you have never seen a single Ghibli production.
Oh my lord. That is come on, man.
That's egregious.
Wait, no. You know
I
what?
don't have-
I'm going to
I don't
defend
have the
my
Ghiblis
guy.
on there. I've seen all of them.
Not
Oh,
a
okay.
one.
We need a character written witness to ensure that he actually has
That
seen them.
hurts me actually in my
But unfortunately,
soul.
he has no friends.
It's
so we
pretty
can't call them in.
crazy. And you listen to this podcast and you haven't scored a Ghibli film. But you know what? I just want to say,
That's
You might
a
go to-
that's
you might
a
go to
my
hell.
fault thing. I've watched them all.
oh, well, you better score them just
Sure
so you
can.
know, so we can judge you more fairly.
Wait a second.
also-
Wait a second. I'm sorry, real
Yes.
quick. If you've seen all the Ghibli movies and they don't make it on this list, how am I supposed to trust anything else on this list? He's
I
speechless.
guess I got to score him right now for you.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, well,
I'm gonna defend my guy here for a second.
okay, defend him.
I've seen his completed and his scores, and he's actually rated some good shows properly. So I'm gonna have to dig a little bit deeper, but so his list is looking pretty solid. Is kind of surprising.
I can give you one that's a little sus. My friend here has watched Sound Euphonium, all the Sound Euphoniums, and has given them all 9s out of 10, which some would argue is an appropriate score. But then he goes and gives Liz and the Bluebird a 7, which is also the same score he gave Gushing Over Magical Girls. So you've heard it here. Gushing Over Magical Girls, same as Liz and the Bluebird.
Didn't you guys love that show on this podcast?
For different reasons. For different reasons.
But come on, he gave. Well, first of all, he gave all the Showa shows 10. Showa Rakugo Shinshu 10s. Obviously, he gave Chihayafaru 10s. Can't blame him there. Solid show. Also, March Comes in Like a Lion 10s. Like, he's given the things that need 10s proper 10s, and not giving them like bullshitty scores. I can't blame him. Maybe, damn.
Can you guys hear me better now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
No
right.
Golden
Why
Boy,
did you-
no
Okay,
Crescent
good.
of
You said I wasn't
Stars,
defending
no
myself.
Banner of the Stars. Okay, Cowboy Bebop is on here.
Yeah. No.
The,
How old are you? No, just
no
out of curiosity, just
GTO.
so we have a
My
what's your
hurts
age
my
range?
soul.
What
36.
36. Okay, so okay. So I don't know. I have to dig deep. All right, I'm gonna go down to his lower rated stuff.
I have
Well,
a
I think
question
it's-
for you.
What I think is interesting is that you only have 2 shows in your currently watching list. I feel like a real anime fan would be watching a whole bunch of stuff like concurrently.
Those currently watching ones are there as just a reminder. They're ones I need to go back to. Like, I think is JoJo's on there.
I believe so.
That's my running
What
on
the
a
fuck?
treadmill show, and I haven't been doing that much lately.
I was gonna
So
gonna
normally
ask
I finish a show and then rate it. So I'm watching. My wife and I are watching. What is it? The Fragrant Flower Show.
Fragrant Flower.
What's
yeah,
that one
the fragrant flower blooms in dignity. It's a terrible
Pretty good.
Yes, that whatever that title is. So
And I have a question.
we're almost done with that.
Do you like that anime? Your wife's not in the
I
room.
think it's okay. I'm a
Look
little
around.
bit like
Okay. Oh, look at that.
no. I would say I'm disappointed in it based off of the score it has currently on Mal.
I'm disappointed.
I'm more at a.
Well, it's got like a 9 on Mal. Yeah, so does Freeran. Yep. What I was
so
gonna.
I probably give it more like a 7 right now.
Okay. Well, a 7 is the average of about the entirety of the shows that you have seen prior to the year 2000, which consists of Cowboy Bebop, which you gave a 9, Yu-Gi-Oh, which you gave a 7, which is probably okay, Evangelion, which you gave a 6, which I think that's a little low, and Dragon Ball Z, which you also gave a 6, which is an offense to me, and I just truly, every time we do this topic, I am reminded that anime is dead. Anime prior to 2000 is dead. I have aged out. Anything valuable I have to offer people, no one's listening, and ultimately, I have no purpose. I am the old toy in the back of the closet that you find when your child is like 25 and is out of college, and the mom's like cleaning out the kids' room, and she goes, "Oh shit, this fucking toy." That's me. That's me giving people suggestions from pre-2000 because no one is watching this shit.
Mitz, I've never heard Judge Judy bemoan her value. If you're really gonna be Judge Judy, you're gonna stick to your guns.
Well, she's worth like Judge Judy's worth like $100 million, so she doesn't have to.
You gotta go
bemoan it.
baloney.
When are you gonna? I want to know when you're gonna watch something from prior to 2000. What's the deal? Do I have to mail you DVDs?
I'm about this. No. All right. Well, did this start before 2000? When did One Piece start? I'm going to watch that with my boys here this winter.
That's not on here.
It's on there. It's on his watching list.
It's because it's not finished.
One Piece is barely even an anime. It's more like a sickness, like a disease that you that you watch it and it prevents you. It literally prevents you from doing anything else. It's like being addicted to World of Warcraft, and then before you know it, you're like shitting in a bag like Cartman. Because rather than watch 60 other anime in the same amount of time, you watched One Piece, and that was all. So it's more of an illness, no offense, Raggedy, than it is anything else. Because
I mean,
as
it
I
just
said.
sounds like sleep is for the weak. Is all I gotta say.
All I have to say is, what you can have quality and quantity compared to something like Dragon Ball, where I don't know what is it like Daima and stuff is just trash.
Oh no!
Ooh,
I don't know if I can
Is
defend you
the is
anymore.
the
I don't
What's
see
the one where he
Daima
turns
on.
into like a baby
argumentative
again?
with the court?
This guy's tickling my fancy now. He's trying to win over my favor.
You know, he gave One Piece movie Red a 5.
I know, and that makes me sad. The only thing
I
that makes
think
me
all One Piece movies are trash,
sad, Red's
Oh.
good.
Wow.
and that's
You also
I'm a
don't
One
have-
Piece fan.
You also don't have fan letters, so are you a real fan? I don't know.
What?
I don't know about
What's
that.
fan letter?
A real
Fan-
One Piece fan would
oh.
know.
I know what it is. It's the one episode one with Sabaody or whatever, or however you
Yeah.
pronounce that one.
Okay, all right. At least you know about it.
I just know
overall-
I just have more anime to go score.
That's, yeah, your
I
list.
think
is,
I made my mat.
I would
Sorry.
say yes. Overall, your list is quite solid. It sounds like it's really just some community service to a bookkeeping that you need to go to.
Yeah, because
I-
I do find it a little tough going through your list and seeing, things don't seem to be up to date. You say that you've given some shows a try, but you only have 5 shows on your drop list, none of which you've talked about. So kind of inaccurate, and you're also not counting your episodes as you watch them.
Well, I finish a show and then that's when I go rate it. I don't need to I'm usually doing one show at a time.
So,
I don't know, guys. I like this one. I've already added him as a friend. He might have his first friend on my anime list.
Oh, he's got his first.
Wow.
He
friend.
just
That's
said.
cute.
Well, to be fair, I checked our affinity. We have a 45.6 affinity %, which is actually pretty high. I don't have many people who have high.
How do you
affinities
even
with
look
me.
that
I'm just
shit up?
letting you know. It's literally on the page when you're
Yeah,
on
it's
their
a
page.
statistic.
If you're logged in, it's one of the statistics on the left side. Basically, it just says your affinity to you, and then you can click and see all the shared stuff, right? And we have a 45.6. Most people.
I also have 45.6. How about that?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. What's our affinity, Caroline? Now I'm curious.
Anyway, shall we sentence this man to community service?
Okay,
to
40%
update his
even.
list?
I want to know how Overlord has an 8, which is really just an anime people watch to see the big titted succubus girl. But how to not summon a demon?
You need
lord?
more than that?
No, I don't need more than that. I could watch literally Albedo's breasts all day long for the entirety of a 26 episode anime just bouncing. But that gets an 8. But how to not summon a demon lord, which is giant elf titties plus Neko Mimi cat girl sex, let's be honest, gets a 5. They're basically the same anime. So how does one get an 8 and one gets a 5?
Ooh, that's a good question.
They're the same fucking thing. It's just like all these shows are secretly veiled and convoluted ways to bring you anthropomorphized cat girl and succubus tits. That's all it is.
I don't know. Overlord had the elf loli or whatever. I guess that's what did it for me.
There's an elf loli in Demon, and it's not enough summon a demon lord.
Okay,
She's the
now
blonde
you're
girl.
starting to lose me.
All right, sentence his ass. Sentence him.
You said
Sentence!
lolly. Guilty for saying lolly.
All right. Thank you for being on the podcast. We do love you.
Thank
Love you
you.
too.
All right, bring in the next victim.
All right, next up is what's on the list? Is it Explode?
Yeah, I'm about to
It is
fucking
explode.
yeah. I'm about to fucking explode in my pants. Let's go. Come
Following
on.
plaintiff is myanimelist.net/profile
wow.
/explode.
You may need to turn
Wow.
that mic
But
down.
with a 1.
Is this the guy
hear
that's
us
got?
explode.
Is this the guy that has 1,700 shows?
No, he's
no.
coming up.
Coming up.
Okay.
Can you hear us explode?
Yes.
Okay. Can
Where are you
speak
calling
a little
from?
bit closer to your mic.
Hello. New Zealand.
Oh, holy
New
shit.
Zealand.
Ooh, international.
So it's like midnight where he is, or 1 a.m.
Yeah, it's like
Bye-bye.
late where you're at.
5 a.m.
5 a.m.
5
a.m.
a.m.
God
Oh,
bless.
Wow.
God,
I
that's
work
fucking
night shift,
dedication.
so it's actually all right for me.
Well, good morning.
We're off to a great start because you have a 26% affinity to me on my anime list.
Now that you know what affinities are, you're using them.
That means that you and I just don't get along. But that's
But you
okay.
also do something that is interesting that not a lot of people do with their anime list is you actually give what your 1 to 10 rating scale is. Or is that true?
Yeah,
Or is-
I use the whole scale. And like most people, I give like a 6 or something when they hate
Yep.
a show.
Yeah.
I
To go
use the
through
whole
some of
scale.
those, stats, right? We have 558 shows, a respectable number. Mean score of 6.1, and like you said, you have I think the widest standard deviation of anyone we've gotten on at 2.16. So you really do use every number. I'm also gonna give you
True.
props for having Speedwagon listed as a favorite character. Excellent choice. But yeah, the only one I saw that was a little bit, I saw two things that were egregious. The first one being that you have given Seven Deadly Sins pretty high scores, and that is trash. This is coming from the shonen brain rot man himself, who's seen all of Seven Deadly Sins, so I know exactly how terrible it is.
Wow.
Your scores are way too high.
Wow.
Yeah, eights
One of my
and
favorite
nines.
shows for the first 2 seasons did decline, but no, I still like it.
Okay, all right. Go ahead and run through your. Oh man, go run through. Finish running through your nerd shit, Raggedy. I know you love it.
The only other one that I have this one's for you, Mitz. He gave Monster a 3.
We're gonna get to more of
Oh
that
my
in a
gosh.
second.
You gave Natsume Yujincho a 2?
He gave March comes in like a lion a 5. Like, what is happening? And yet, High School DxD is a 9. Actually, the specials in the OVA, so I don't even know. Is that just
He has a
hentai?
10. He has it as a
It's 10,
10.
yeah.
God,
It's
I'm
a
burning right
masterpiece,
now.
according to him.
I'm about to give you my burning finger.
Oh my god.
Listen, so I literally go in here and I type in, of course, pre-2000 because it's the first thing I look at, and I'm like, oh, there's actually more than 10 shows. Actually, he has seen 16 or so rated. There are 16 rated shows, and the one on the bottom is 1997 Berserk. 1997? Question mark. Checking. Yes,
I
1997.
figured that was going to get brought up.
1997 Berserk with a fucking 1. What? How in the fuck? Akira has a 4.
Actually, I don't know if Akira deserves as high, other than
A
like,
4?
it's.
Ooh.
I mean, obviously a higher than a 4.
Samurai X, the OVA, which has an 8.7 on Mal, and was the highest rated show on Anime News Network for like 10 years, has a 5. How do you plead? You got to explain this. How does Berserk get a 1?
And I just kind of found it boring. 1's probably
At
a
least
bit
he's honest.
but kind of just because everyone loves it, I was like, no, this isn't good. I gave it a 1. Maybe it gets a 2 or 3, but I found it boring. All there is to it.
Can we coax you into raising the Berserk score to a 3 live on the podcast?
I'll up it to a 2.
It's simply
it's
bad. Normally dropped, and I would not recommend it under any circumstance. Quite rare, as I don't start anime I expect to be bad. Examples.
Wait, what are his examples?
Examples: Natsume Book of Friends, Dance in the Vampire Bund, and Monster Musume. Oh my god.
Well, Dance in the Vampire Bund is fucking trash.
I know, but like Natsume Book of Friends in the same line? Oof. Crazy.
It just feels wrong to hear those in the same sentence.
It does.
Okay. This is so good. Okay, this is so good. All right. So let's take it from. This is so fucking good. Let's take it from the top here. But first of all, I just want you to know, explode. I love your My Anime List. This is the fucking best. This is just a litany of low-hanging fruit. This is a child walking into his closet and finding that it's Easter and his mother has hung up nothing but fruit roll-ups on the fucking on the hangers, and he's just like bobbing for apples with these fucking fruit roll-ups. Let's take it from the top.
What is that metaphor myth?
It's
so strange.
It's explode on his knees, looking up at 40 fruit roll-ups hanging off of the coat hangers, eating them off the hangers. Because it's so good. From the top, 10 out of 10, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And then 3 entries of Heaven's Lost Property. All with a 10 out of 10. Yep. Heaven's Lost Property, which is essentially gigantic, Kyonyu sweltering breast angels that all want to suffocate you with their tits. Out of 10, and that gets a 10. You are a based man, and I love you, and I want you to know that.
He also has soul leveling.
Look at this art. Look at this art on the feed. Look at this. Look at this. The characters are literally he's stuck in her tits. Look at the other one. Look at this one. It's just 4 girls all undressing in freeze frame. Look at this. It's a beautiful sight. 10 out of 10. I fucking love it. What do you have to say?
It's a good show.
What
more do you want?
No, nothing. It's based as fuck. It's based as fuck. And then we have a Hunter x Hunter sandwiched tightly and sexily between Heaven's Lost Property Forte, which I didn't even know there was a fucking sequel, and High School DxD. More angel and demon girls forming a breast sandwich than you can handle, suffocating the life out of Gon. And they all have 10s. It's just incredible. God. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
No Game, No Life is a 10.
Mm-hmm. Oof. And see, it's so interesting because this.
But then you also have Mob Psycho 100.
Yes, exactly. So there's this sprinkling of obviously and commonly 10 out of 10 shows: Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Hunter x Hunter, Parasite, One Punch Man Season 1, Mob Psycho, Attack on Titan, Solo Leveling. You guys don't like that, it seems, but like most people do. Gurren Lagann, all these shows, and then tits. Tits, little sister, tits, based, Parasite. That's the 10 out of 10s here. And I love it. This is the best anime list I've ever seen.
So my question
is a wild one.
Is how come, since clearly you are a man of culture, why is Prison School a 1? Is that based on your list? Sounds like it belongs up at the top of your list.
I fucking agree.
As soon as you involve pissing, I'm out, pretty much.
Okay, guy knows his kinks and his limits. Fair enough.
So you're not into pee.
Listen.
I love a water ski, so let's go S tier.
What is that?
Yes.
I love that drop.
Wait, I have no idea what the context is for that.
Oh, that's from the hentai episode.
It's Pancake not knowing what water sports meant and giving it a 10 because she likes water skis.
Is that not what water sports means?
No, it basically means when R. Kelly's standing over you, urinating on your face. That's what water sports is.
God, I'm glad I'm not on hentai episode.
Was that too much?
They're the best.
Did that go too far?
They're the best.
But I'm also surprised that you gave Miruko-chan a low score because I feel like out of anything that you might enjoy in that show is the fact that they love showing some boobs.
There are some boobs in it, but
they just don't show enough.
Too much ghosts in Miruko-chan.
All right, so I only have one more thing to say, and then I'm going to let you guys sentence him. Your homework for me is to stop lying. See, I am honest. If you go to my anime list, you're gonna see hundreds of hentai sprinkled throughout because I've seen a whole fucking lot of them. And as a man whose half of your 10 out of 10s are all tit anime, I know damn well you've seen a lot of hentai, and I challenge you to embrace it and put them on here and be proud That is my solemn wish for you. There you go.
All right. I find you guilty of having a somewhat consistent and inconsistent list at the same time. That is a wildly entertaining and silly. Anyone else?
Any other comments?
Honestly, the man, he's fully owning up to it. There's no denial. I gotta respect it. Slap on the wrist at worst.
Caroline?
You have a very interesting list. I'll give you that. And I appreciate your organization skills, considering you gave us a very, very clear definition of what you consider a masterpiece. Though it does not, your definition of masterpiece, you point to No Game, No Life and Parasite, etc. But you make no mention of the fact that you think Heaven's Lost Property and 3 pieces of that French fries franchise are masterpieces as well.
Words are hard.
It's interesting nonetheless.
It's a big win for New Zealand, and I think you should run for Prime Minister. There you go. All right, get him out of here.
Yow!
Who's next?
Yes.
Wait, this is the one you've been waiting for.
Yes.
Bring him in.
Next on the list. Next on the docket is Prosomo and their My Anime List /profile /Secret SOS 22.
All right. Let's see what my affinity is. See, I don't know. It's like the last guy was supposed to have such a shitty affinity. 50%. Wow.
I have 53.4%.
1,783.
So another high one.
Prosomo, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn your volume up.
You gotta get closer to your mic.
That's okay. I turned his volume up.
Sorry. Can you guys hear me now?
Not really. Okay, now. Okay, there. Take care now. Bye. No, just kidding. No, we can hear you. Houston, Texas. All right, Raggedy. Lay out his crimes for him.
All right. So, for starters, we have 1,823 scored shows.
Wow.
That's a lot.
To give some context to the listeners at home, for reference, I'm going to use Mason, who has the most out of any of us to compare it to. Mason has 1,982 anime. So you think, oh, this guy, Prosomo's similar in Mason. No. En contraire. Mason has a lot of, the shorter things on there as well. So his total time watched for Mason is 281 and a half days. Prosomo has 387.6 days of watched anime.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wait, hold on. How old are you, Prosomo? Just age range, if anything.
No, just to please say 25.
I'm like 24.
No, that's not true. Are you,
man.
no. Wait a second. Don't fuck with me. Are you really 24?
Yeah.
Amazing.
How are you doing this?
Yeah.
Sorry. That was very excited. How are you doing this?
Are you okay?
There better be shit from before 2000 on here.
Oh, during COVID, no, I was extremely depressed. So, wonderful time to watch a lot of
Me
anime.
too.
You also, on your plan to watch list, though, have another 1,907 shows.
Yeah,
That's-
of course.
Which is even more than you've already watched.
Raggedy, you're using old data.
Is it more?
Since then, his plan to watch currently, I'm looking at the profile, 1,963.
Jesus, I did this list on like Friday. What the fuck?
I don't know where you get.
No, right now is like I have a lot of anxiety, so I was like, what is Raggedy get me for this time?
I found some other stuff on your list. Don't you worry about that.
Okay.
So you've
And
seen
not only that he has time to watch or whatever, they have time to watch all the shows. They also have time to make their anime list look like they fucked with the HTML or whatever with their My Anime List. Their My Anime List page is like with images and like cool backgrounds. I'm like, where do you find that?
Like to clarify that part, that's actually a template on my anime list.
I mean, I didn't even know you could do that.
Neither did I.
Can AnyList do that shit?
Yes.
Probably.
I think it can, but I haven't checked.
Carolina.
Also, mean score. I would say mean score 6.04 with a 1.55 standard deviation. So respectable scoring.
Yeah.
Arc there.
Mitz.
Um,
Mitz. No, sorry. Go ahead, Raggedy. Sorry.
Oh no, because I was about to get into some of the shows. So please,
I was
if you
gonna
found
say-
something good.
So
Mitz,
I have
okay.
good news for you,
You
Caroline.
can't get this one on.
Caroline.
Yes.
Your favorite anime is on his list, and you know what that might be?
All right, give it to me.
Creamy Mommy?
That's it. It's here. Why is a show called Creamy Mommy? Why is it rated G?
I don't think it's as gross as we make it sound, Mitsuki.
It's legit for kids.
It's always
We're
as
terrible people.
It's always as inappropriate as I make it sound if that's how I want it to be. And that's how I want it to be.
Fair enough.
Have you really watched all episodes of Doraemon?
I watched. Yeah, I wanted to watch it.
That's
'cause,
bullshit. I'm calling bullshit.
How so?
There's no fucking way.
What do you mean? No, there's no way.
It's
You haven't been
1,800
alive long
episodes.
It ended, therefore it could be finished.
I mean, he's not wrong, I guess.
And like,
You've watched over a year of your life. What?
Well, why are you such a pussy? Why don't you go watch the 5,000 episodes of Sazai-san? Why stop at Doraemon?
to be honest, right now, I've tried to watch it like here and there, but there's not really people who want to watch with me. So
Well, who the hell would want to watch 1,800 episodes of fucking Nobita?
I don't know.
So I want to point out, Kuzomo is not a coward. He has hentai in his top 10 of all, like his top 10 genres. Hentai, I think, is like 8 out of 10.
It's fucking based.
And he scores them. So we
Of
have
course.
Bible Black with a 7 out of 10.
Hell yeah.
Euphoria with a 6 out of 10.
Kudo
And he
Inu.
gave Kuro Inu an 8.
An 8, based. 100% based. But there's only 8 of these, so Koi Kishi Purely Kiss, the animation, gets an 8. I haven't seen this one. What would you say about Koi Kishi Purely Kiss? I haven't seen this one. Looks old. Yeah, no, 2013, Pink Pineapple. Mm-hmm.
The first episode is okay. The second episode is where it is a little worse because the whole premise is that like it's like because like in the first episode like he does like have relations with like a friend, and then the second one is like the sister gets like jealous and like wants to like have relations with her brother. So it's like I was iffy on that one. So I was like lower.
I
Not
have a
all.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, like, on your currently watching, you already have the shows pre-rated, though you have not finished them yet. So, do you usually like rate the shows like as a 10 and then drop it as you watch to hit the rating that you get?
So the ones that I've rated like already have been I'm like rewatching.
Oh, I see.
So like for like Seikono, like I'm rewatching that because like even though like I've watched a lot, I've forgotten quite a bit here and there about older shows I've watched in the past. So I'm like, why not just make an effort to go back to like maybe I'll give this higher, maybe I'll make it lower or something because my tastes have changed growing up.
Yeah, so in addition to watching more anime than any of us, despite being 24 years old, you still find the time to re-watch shows you have already seen, making us feel even more inferior.
If you feel, I don't know why you're trying to feel inferior here. For me, it's more that I sometimes have the urge to watch it. I try not to make people feel inferior, and if I do come across that, I do apologize for that.
No, it's just a joke.
Don't
that's just
apologize.
Caroline projecting on herself. I do not feel inferior because you haven't even watched the seminal hentai of the 80s and 90s, La Blue Girl. Like, what is happening here?
You don't want to apologize, okay? Look, you watched Kudo Inu, which we all know is a 10 out of 10, and you got a little scared. You gave it an 8. It's okay. It's okay. It's really a 10, but you gotta remember that you're a man. You're a man, goddammit. who put hentai on his my anime list will take that big cock out and lay it on the table and say, I ain't ever going to apologize because I am the fucking man.
Okay.
You just remember that.
Okay.
I'm starting to see how from when I used to do trivia nights, Prizomo was the winningest person ever with 8 victories because he's just seen so much shit.
You know what's kind of crazy too, Draggy? Like, I kept stalking your list the entire time.
You motherfucker.
Yes, I was. I was stalking your list every single time to be like, what have you watched recently? So I can like try to just find quick information on that.
But is Prizomo undefeated in trivia?
I have been defeated multiple times.
I am undefeated in trivia.
Nice.
You gave Boku no Pico a 1?
Yes, because right now, like, it was like, I remember during high school, like, everybody was like, oh, have you seen this before? And then just show you Boku no Pico, and I'm just like, good job, man.
Were you horrified by it?
It wasn't the fact that I got horrified by it, it was just more the fact that I think like, after I watched it, I was like, I kept seeing it more and more, and I'm like, dude, just relax.
If you didn't like Boku no Pico, and you in fact gave it a 1, as a scene here on screen for the whole world to see,
okay.
Why, in fact, did you choose to go back to the well a second time, and also watch Pico x Coco x Chico, the illustrious sequel to the original?
I'm a completionist at heart, Mitsugi, so I have to. I have to finish up my sloppy crap that exists in the world.
So is Pico he's not lying. If you go down the list, in fact, the yet another sequel, Pico to Chico, is also on here, and it has improved from a 1 to a 3. Incredible. This man is a completionist. 1,800 episodes of Doraemon and all 3 watches of the Pico trilogy are complete.
Wild.
Amazing.
This is a crazy list.
It's very
you
impressive.
Graduate with a 3.5 or higher also.
Yeah, graduated with a 3.7.
Oh my god.
Of course. You're a crazy person. When I say you shouldn't exist, I don't mean you shouldn't exist. I mean it's crazy that you exist.
How do you
in the way
do
that
it?
you are? And you know what? People should be jealous of you because that is crazy, and I mean that in the best way possible.
This is one of the best lists ever.
Holy cow.
It is truly impressive.
Hold on, we're not being mean enough. Sorry, we need to be more mean.
Oh,
How
okay,
dare
okay,
you?
okay.
How dare you? Hold on. The list is so long, I have to scroll a lot just to get to the bottom of this list. God damn it.
There are shows
Sort it
that
by
I have
score.
never heard of before. Now, actually, just one more question. When seasonal anime come out, do you just watch every one, or do you actually pick apart ones you actually want to watch?
So I'm in a different server where we every season we kind of hunker together and watch the first episode of the new stuff coming out, each one. Except for the random stuff that's gonna come, whatever it's called, those ONAs or whatever. They're they're 2-minute ones or something.
Mm-hmm.
Not those. We watch those ones, and some I don't pick. Some I just don't keep in my list, and some I just I'm maybe I'll get back to it sooner or later.
So I only have one more thing to say.
What's up?
And that is that I misjudged you. You are, in fact, more beautiful than I thought.
Aww.
There are 238 hentai on here. Yep. And I know that because I'm looking at them.
Ooh.
And I just want you to know that this one, whatever it is, you gave it a 10. Oh, I should not show that on screen.
You should definitely not show that.
Assisted mating. Look, you volunteered for this. Assisted mating, asterisk, kohai, 10 out of 10. And now I ask you to explain that one. Not because I judge you, because I have been doing hentai episodes for 20 years. but because I'm just curious. Oh, that is actually the episode count.
That's lower, yeah. It should be
Oh,
lower.
okay. Well, it would have been hilarious. Now I'm looking for something that has at least a 9.
I
there
think
aren't
his
any.
highest is current now.
Kuruinu?
I think was his highest. Kuruinu, yes, it was his highest hentai.
That makes
Yeah.
perfect sense.
Also, right now, though, like, there's a bunch of them where I'm like, I like the direction where the story's like the story and like the action is going towards, but then it's like other parts. It's like, okay, a little less of this and more of this, please.
All right. Well, your homework from me, everyone's getting homework today, is that I would like for you to embrace your hentai, your inner hentai love. And I'm going to confirm that you haven't seen this anime, because for God's sake, this list is like, they may as well just dump the entirety of the anime list in here. It is, you've seen 100 anime that start with the word dragon. You have no Dragon Pink on here, and your homework is to go add another anime to your pre-2000 list and go watch Dragon Pink, because you need to know what a dildo cobra is, and that's all I have to say.
Can you pitch me on the show, please?
God.
It has a
Cobra.
It has a pink-haired cat girl named Pink who has sex. That's all you should need.
That's all I would need.
There you go. It's the power of
your
Mako
homework
Mimi.
for me is to watch another Gundam show. You've only watched one. You watched a
Wow.
really good one. Don't get me wrong, but you have like no Gundam on your actual like watched completed list.
Like I was watching it with my friends, and then we watched the first one, and then I don't think people wanted to continue onwards, which was depressing for me because use like online there's like the chart of like here's what you gotta watch next for Gundam, and I'll get to it eventually.
All right. We got to get him out of here. We got to go to the news break. Hey, thanks for coming on. You've been a lot of
All right.
fun.
We have one last person.
No, we don't. Slate D Biggs, I love you. And I want you. Go ahead and bring him in real quick. I'm going to apologize.
Yeah,
Do it
he's
quick.
been
He's been
waiting.
sitting,
No,
for an hour and a half.
Slate D Biggs. Here's the reality. Here's the reality, okay? The reality is that we took too long. And rather than rush through you and not give you the proper attention that I'm sure your, let's be honest, most likely fucked up my anime list deserves, we're actually going to I guarantee you that when we do this topic again, you will be the first person we do, and we will give you the proper amount of time, because a man of your stature and let's be honest, girth should be given the full attention.
Well, I appreciate you pulling me in and letting me know that you're giving me a slap on the wrist, but giving me another court date.
That's right, another
Yes,
court date.
you'll be free for now.
Bailiff, get his ass out of here.
System work.
Get his ass out of here.
Get fucked.
I love you. You get fucked. Well, that was fun.
Indeed.
Always is.
Read the intro trivia question, somebody. Please, quick, hurry.
In season 2 of Dandadan, Gigi is heard singing the OP to what anime? Find out at the news break.
Anime Addicts, Mitsugi is back, bringing you your anime news. We have some new anime adaptation announcements here. Kakunaru Ue wa, subtitled as Now That We Draw. The manga is getting made into a TV anime. It's going to be featuring voice actress Sayumi Suzushiro of Bocchi the Rock and Ayumu Murase of Mizu Zokusei no Mahotsukai. So if you're a fan of these actors and actresses, well, they're going to be making this new anime from director Shinsuke Ishikawa of Blue Lock, and brought to you by Studio Roll 2. So this property began serializing in February of 2023. The 6th volume went on sale on November 28th, so you're probably only going to get a short run here of this anime. But if you are into rom-coms, well, look out, because another one with extremely busty cover art is coming out. Now That We Draw. Next up, another new anime film Ware Ware wa Uchujin, or We Are Aliens, is going to be coming out in 2026 from Studio Nothing New. So you're going to get some interesting content here from this studio, I'm sure. One summer in the 3rd grade, a quiet boy named Tsubasa meets Kyotaro, a boy everyone in the class looked up to, and the two became close friends, and within their small world, they share irreplaceable moments. It's so cute. Until a small incident suddenly tears them apart. Spanning more than 30 years, the story invites the audience to reflect on the meaning of life. So it looks like the studio opened a crowdfunding campaign on Motion Gallery and raised 8 million yen. That was the goal for the film. So if you're a fan of these sort of indie films, well, we Ware Ware wa Uchujin coming out. Next up, some non-new anime news. They keep closing and opening these arcades in Akihabara. The former Sega/Gigo arcade in Akihabara is now being reborn yet again as the Silk Hat Gaming Center, as the Silk Hat amusement company has decided that they will be reopening this game center. The grand opening is going to happen on November 22nd, which, well, that's already happened, so it's already open. And they're going to have 9 floors of different arcade games. The basement floor will feature the latest Mobile Suit Gundam Extreme versus 2 Infinite Boost cabinets, 58 cabinets in all. And the first through 4th floors are going to also have crane games. 5th floor is going to have card games, and they're going to have rhythm games, and the same stuff as usual. You know, they're probably going to have Purikudo at the top and whatever. But if you're a fan of Akihabara as it continues to compete with Ikebukuro, well, at least one of these arcades is reopening yet again as Silk Hat. Next up and finally, Kami no Shizuku, or The Drops of God, is getting made into an anime adaptation in 2026. That's going to be coming out from Studio Satellite. The director is Kenji Itoso of Santa Company. So, very long synopsis here that I'm not going to read, but looks like you got a very pretty looking boy on the front pouring some wine out. So if you're a fan of Drops of God, well, this is also going to be coming out in 2026 as well. So you'll have that to enjoy. This 15 million copies in circulation property. This was Mitsugi, and this was your anime news break. And now, yes, that's right. You guessed it. You're so smart. Time to get back to the podcast.
We know the truth.
It's written all over your face.
You're addicted to anime.
But it's more than that, isn't it?
Are you also addicted to the AAA podcast?
Get all the content. Early episodes, after parties, hobby addicts, hentai episodes, show notes, ringtones, and more by joining our $7 support tier.
Go to AAAPodcast.com/join and select the $7 tier to get access to everything.
This means you'll get an extra 8 episodes of podcast goodness delivered right to your ears every month. That's less than $1 per episode.
And that's on top of all the other bonuses like ringtones and show notes.
So head to AAAPodcast.com/join and select the $7 tier. Set up your membership and you're good to go.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Glass, voice of Winry from Full Metal Alchemist, and Haruhi from Ouran High School Host Club, and I am an anime addict.
Hi! Welcome back to the podcast. When we left you, we had a trivia question. In Season 2 of Dawn to Dawn, Gigi is heard singing the opening to what anime? He's singing Don't Make Me Wild Like You, which is the opening to the original Ranma 1/2. It's very cute.
I did not pick up on that.
All right. Well, speaking of Dawn to Dawn, we're going to skip the mailbag and get right to Dawn to Dawn because it deserves to have a full review. So, and not a shortened review because, let's be honest, I referred to breasts many times during that main topic and it just took up all the time. So, all right. Caroline loved it. The many expressions, facial expressions of Caroline. Indeed. All right. Raggedy, why don't you take it? It's in red, so.
That's right. So we are doing Don to Don Season 2. This is a show that you can watch on either Crunchyroll or on Netflix. It is obviously the second season of Don to Don, started from summer of 2025. The synopsis is, again, second season of Don to Don. It's picking up right after the cliffhanger ending from Season 1 with the Cursed House arc or Evil Eye arc, depending on what you want to call it. The studio is Science Saru. The source is a manga. And, let's get everyone's thoughts going into it. Caroline, why don't you start?
I was just expecting the same as last season. Good comedy, animation, and character dynamics. And I was not anticipating anything less.
Mitsuki, what do you think?
Dawn to Dawn is good, but it had kind of devolved into just like random action fighting. So I will say I didn't have much hope for a story in the second season because, let's be frank, it doesn't have much of one in the first season. And but I was hoping for more of a story, so we'll have to see. But I was expecting great animation and for everybody to, be talking about how it's, saving the anime and all that shit. There you go.
Andrew, were you expecting the same?
I was expecting basically a continuation of the show with another banger OP. Did we get another banger OP? No. But I was expecting a continuation of the show because the first season just stops. It doesn't feel like... Yeah, I'll get into it more with my spoiler-free with my recommendation, but the first season just kind of stops, so I was just expecting more.
Yeah, and then for me, I really love Season 1. I agree with Andrew. It's really more of like a core one than a Season 1, but I still really did like it. I gave it a 5 out of 5 when we reviewed it the first time, so I was really hoping it would maintain the same level of excellence, and I guess we'll find out if it did that. Spoiler-free recommendations. Caroline, back to you.
If you did not like Season 1, this probably will not change your mind, but I don't think I've ever heard a person give Season 1 a bad word anyway. Season 2, I think, holds up to the first season's standards. The first episodes, however, did make me feel like the Season 1 finale. It felt like even stranger, because that arc that got interrupted is actually very important. Like, it's not just a random arc that they had, to split up. Like, it's pretty important. Then they should have done a little better planning on how they were going to end Season 1 and continue Season 2. Obviously, it was most likely they thought they were going to have a 2-core, but they didn't. But even so, it's just very strange. That is the strangest thing that they had from, or like the critique going from Season 1 into Season 2. Even so, it's really not that big a deal. I did think that the show's instances of child nudity it was starting to feel a little much to me at this point. It's just like, why? Like, why do they have to be naked sometimes?
Were they naked?
Well, in their underwear. I mean, it's not the most egregious thing I've ever seen. It just feels a little strange.
There were there were definitely a few scenes where people were completely naked. Gigi, we learned, has a very nice dong.
There's no real reason to have it, so it just makes me wonder why it happens so frequently. Despite that, it has a lot going for it. I mean, the cast is just really great, and it's actually growing past the point where I thought it was going to stay at. I thought it was just going to be, Momo, Okaroon, Ira, and Gigi. I thought that's where it was going to end, like with those 4, but it seems to be growing with the addition of that other otaku kid, and now, spoiler for like the end of the season. I feel like that's where it's gonna keep on going. It's just really fun and well produced. It has great gags and supernatural fights, so there's not much more you can ask for with a show like this.
Mitsugi, do you agree?
I like Dawn to Dawn, but I'm not one of these people that like sucks its dick until it's raw. You know what I mean? It's just not required. I do think Dawn to Dawn is good. I think it's mostly existing on animation and the it factor, as it has a lot of style to it. But, I really want to see more story out of Dawn to Dawn. I would recommend Dawn to Dawn still. to answer your question. But I do think that it's just lacking. And, Pancake will tell you, oh, Mitz doesn't, he just doesn't, he doesn't apply himself, or he falls asleep a lot or whatever. And that's often taken as the reason why I'm not picking up on things. But I really think Dawn to Dawn doesn't have a whole lot going on. I think that this is a Monster of the Week anime. This anime, this season was basically broken down into like 4 or 5 fights, all of which didn't even take us one step further in the storyline of finding Okarune's balls, I just don't. I wish it had more storyline. I would argue it doesn't have one. I think we're watching basically like, I don't know, Voltron, like Monster of the Week. It's really Monster of the 2 weeks, because this seems to be a two episode like battle anime. So if you want to watch like a shonen 2-episode battle anime, you're gonna love it. I think that it has a lot of flair and a lot of pizzazz. I think that it has, if I were rating it on its storyline and narrative, I'd give it like a 2. That's what I think.
All right. Andrew, your thoughts?
Yeah, so my base, like my log line is, if you like season 1, it's more of the same. I think one of the things I realized when watching season 2 is that I think season 2 and season 1 are of the same quality in a lot of ways. I think they're pretty much the same score. I think what really, I don't think everyone realizes, I don't think many people realize that OP boosts that score way more than I think people realize that it does. I think that Creepy Nuts opening makes that show that much better, because I'm in a lot of ways. That would be my main prognosis on the show as itself. But I'm not saying it's bad. I think it's interesting. It has an aesthetic, and it has a pretty specific aesthetic, which is really pretty solid when it comes to anime. It doesn't these aren't cookie cutter character designs in a lot of ways. They're eclectic and different for the most part. And even some of the art styles that they play with a little bit, you can see that the artist is clearly having some fun with what he's doing, because this is just ridiculous. Okarune is not really your typical main character in some ways, but he also very much is in other ways. And I just, the show is kind of schizophrenic in a little bit of a way. It sort of just does whatever it feels like doing whenever it feels like doing it. And I don't know if that's necessarily bad. I think based off of what we're getting a season 3. And from what it seems like it's called, and we can get,
and probably a 4 too.
Yeah. There's definitely going to probably be some at least hopefully interesting storyline based off of what the arc is called. But for the most part, I'm here to watch more of it. But I'm not I mean, look, if season 3 better get Creepy Nuts back on getting another OP, because otherwise, I don't know. I think people underestimate how much that Creepy Nuts OP did for that show as well. And what about you, Raggedy?
Well, for me, I think people are harshing on Aina at the end, or Aina to the end, however you say it, too much. It's still a good OP. You guys are crazy. It's not as good as the Creepy Nuts OP.
I think it's pretty good,
but it's still good. And I don't think that an OP in and of itself, specifically makes the quality of a show. It helps or it hurts a little bit here and there, of course. But for me, it's hard not to recommend this show, as it really kind of touches across multiple genre types. It's a shonen, it's a shoujo, it's a horror, it's a comedy, it's a romance, it's all these things. And for those who don't know, the guy who made Dandadan used to work on Chainsaw Man, so he has that same kind of freaky brain that Fujimoto does, and it really shows. The difference is there's a story that one of his producers made him read 100 shoujo manga, because he kept sucking at writing stories. So he's you need to do your homework, and then this is kind of what spawned Dandadan. And the reason why there's not much of a story is it's more of a character study, so to speak. It's these characters bouncing off each other with a little bit of improv yes-anding, which is how it gets so crazy. And the nice thing, or I guess the very creative thing, is that he's using the good stuff in shonen to cover for the not so good stuff in shoujo and vice versa. So where you get these like long exposition scenes in shonen that no one really cares about, they do more of the shoujo romance. And where you get a lot of these misunderstandings and will they won't days in shoujo, instead you replace that with shonen action, which helps keep each part interesting. My main critique is that there is a slight downgrade in animation quality from the first season, particularly in the beginning to middle bits. It does pick up again at the end, but there is a downgrade. The Evil Eye arc does take up a bit too much of the runtime for a 12-episode season. It makes sense as the 24-episode season, not so much as the 12. And, even the biggest complaint I've heard levied against the show with regards to its portrayal of like sexual assault material, I think a lot of that's really more of an issue of online weirdos kind of drooling over scenes that they don't realize they're actually being portrayed as the bad guys in. I think there's stuff to be said that he's trying to say with these scenes. It's not there just for fan service, so I kind of give it a pass. So I fully recommend that show.
I would like to say that in musical theory, a rest does not mean that you can't move. It simply means that you don't play any notes. The tempo is not stopped by a rest in music. It is merely means. So it would be more accurate to say if you're hit by a rest, you can't talk, but you should still be able to move because the tempo of the music doesn't stop because there's a rest. It just means there's no sound.
People who have not seen season 2 probably have no idea why you brought that up.
I'm pretty sure most people have seen season 2 of this. I mean, this is what? Like
I would hope.
Half 500,000 people have marked this on Mal. So you could be right, but let's make some more comments before we go to the spoiler section because the spoiler section pretty much wipes out the audience. Well, I don't know. It's weird because on the one hand, this show doesn't have any plot line, so basically there's not that much to spoil, but really just the fights themselves end up being the spoiler.
Yeah, I mean the driving force behind the show, the end goal, it's why a lot of shonen have like a specific like thing, right? Naruto wants to be Hokage, Luffy wants to be the Pirate King, and it's why Bleach that didn't have a specific end goal felt kind of muddled to a lot of people. Dragon Ball has the Dragon Balls. For Dandadan, it's the romance is that end thing, which is like very slowly creeping along. And the reason it is because that is the end game for the story. So it's
the romance
is the end game for the story. 100%, no question about it.
Wow.
That's what it's going to be. That's where this show will end. I fully predict that. I mean, I don't read the manga because I can't read, but it's still ongoing. It's going to end with the romance being solidified.
Are you saying that this whole anime is an allegory for the internal mental turmoil that Japanese people go through to merely hold hands as they walk down the street?
They've already held hands, Mitch.
They did.
They also kissed accidentally.
They did.
Which is impossible, which could never happen ever in real life. But
now, I think one of the... Sorry, are you going to continue on that point? Because I was going to switch topics a little bit.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I think one of the best things about this show is they are so... it's just able to bring in some pretty dark storylines. Like, there's human sacrifice in this storyline and things like that. And yet, it's a fairly lighthearted show with... it's just so well balanced that they can pretty much do whatever they want in this show because they know how to dance with it.
It's just funny. It's just very funny. The jokes they just hit, and it helps bring some levity to the whole story to dampen those darker things that you're mentioning. I do also really like the use of color. It's something that they did in the first season too, where every kind of bad guy has their color theme that they have, and watching as the colors clash between the monsters and the heroes, and watching like how the colors like slowly take over the screen to show the flow of the battle is nice, and it has led to a really interesting fan theory. where all of the yokai have like they're very like hot colors. They're reds, they're pinks, they're purples, and the aliens all have cooler colors. They're greens, they're blues, they're grays. The only main character who has a blue, like a lighter color, cooler color, is Momo. Her ghost hands are blue. So there's this fan theory that Momo is actually from space. So Okarun could truly only get a friend from another planet. But I don't know. We'll see. It's one of those like weird things that could pan out. Who knows?
You have anything you want to add, Andrew, before we go to spoilers?
Yeah, right. We're not in spoilers. No, I mostly like I really think I think for me, I think this season is a good representation of what Danadan actually is in terms of like artistry, skill, and storytelling, and all that stuff.
Storytelling, really?
Yeah. I think they're not telling an overarching story. They're telling a lot of smaller stories through a visual means in a lot of ways, and with also some telling. But it's not an overarching story. There is no broader plot at the moment. It is essentially it's like this is like The Hobbit before it became The Lord of the Rings. You know what I mean? Before it became the prequel to Lord of the Rings. We're getting a lot of stories like that.
I think that's an incredible stretch.
I don't think so. I think it's one of those things where there is probably, I don't know if there is going to be an overarching story, but I don't know if it also needs one. I think the whole situation from them, it's just like, remember, this show's, all of it is an accident. Everything that happens here from the start of the show is an accident, right? They remember in season 1, the only reason he has powers and the only reason she has powers awaken is because they decided to go to they basically trolled each other, like they basically gas each other into going into different places as like a dare to like fuck with the other. And one place had aliens, which is what the other one wanted to see, and the other place had yokai, which the other one was like, haha, whatever. And at the end of the day, that's why they're in this situation, and then it's sort of like semi-evolved. But
yeah, but that's season 1.
It's like, yeah, no, I know, but I'm saying this is just a continuation of that, right? Like, does it really need to like overarch into this like crazy storyline? I guess is my question.
It doesn't, but my argument would be that it's another 12 episodes. I'd like it to at least do. I want someone to correct me if I need to be corrected, but I would say that this second season doesn't progress the narrative even slightly, aside from introducing a couple characters and their powers, and that's about it.
Because the show is just a character study, from what I understand. Like, if you look at it through the lens of it's just like each new character we get is a different character study on. I think some people can even say the aspect of being a youth in Japan under its different repressions that exist. Is, if you wanted to go pretty literary with it, I think you can make those arguments. I am not well equipped to make those arguments, but I have seen them made. But overall, I think it's like a solid show. Yeah.
It's a solid show, and it's bingeable. It's bingeable. Because I just did that.
So then why do you need an overarching storyline? If it's a solid show and it's bingeable and you like the characters and the comedy's good and the action's good.
It's not like the show fails because it doesn't have a strong narrative. It's just that this show, if you're going to review it and find the good and the bad behind it, the reality is that this show its story is about as complicated as Cheese Sweet Home. It doesn't have much of a story. They dumped most of it in season 1, and season 2 was, we're going to fight the evil eye for 4 episodes, and we're going to fight this person, then we're going to fight this person. It's just a shonen anime.
Here's a thought, right? Then is that a ding against something like Cowboy Bebop or Rurouni Kenshin or any of these other shows that have?
Yes, it is.
I mean, I wouldn't argue that's a ding against it, because not every show needs a narrative to
No.
be a good story.
No, I've been saying for 20 years on this, however long this podcast has been going, I've been saying since day one that Cowboy Bebop could have been a 6-episode anime because that's about all the story it's got. And the other 20 episodes are just filler bullshit. That happened to be good because it's got the it factor, right? And so does Dawn to Dawn. I'm just saying that when you end season 2 on when you end season 1 on let's find Okarune's balls, and you're ending season 2 on let's find Okarune's balls, you haven't really done anything in the second season. That doesn't mean it sucks. I'm just saying that there's no story here. Don't look for it. It doesn't exist, period. And if I'm wrong, I want to hear the argument. But in my opinion, all I did was watch flashy battles with Beethoven. Basically, that's it.
Again, I think there's more to it. Not necessarily a narrative, but again, like Andrew was saying, there's still more stuff here to get. Just because it's a character study, right? So it's showing different things, different themes, different messages off of the characters, their interactions, their histories. And I think a narrative would actually hurt the show. I think it would be worse with a too focused of a narrative, too much of time spent on a specific kind of plot line would actually hurt the show.
Yeah, no,
right.
and I would say like I could see why one of the reasons why you don't think it progresses as well is that I don't think the relationship progresses to any fast degree, and it's.
Well, that's the slowest part for sure.
It's
Well,
like,
it's
if Ragnary's saying is true, the relationship is the end goal, then I can see that being a frustration going forward. But I do want to talk about something else.
Is it spoiler section or non-spoiler?
Yes, I want to spoilers, unless anybody else has anything non-spoilery to say.
All right, it's time.
Oh my god!
All right, you've been warned.
Okay.
Go ahead. What's your
So
spoiler?
I want to talk about. Okay, so there's obviously the end of the show, which is going to lead into apparently some either some royal alien settlement arc or something like that. I can't remember what the name of the arc was, but apparently it's like some alien invasion arc or something. I don't know, but it's something apparently heavily alien themed, whatever. But what I thought was really fun, and honestly, I didn't care for these episodes until it got to this point, is when they finally decided to essentially make a kaiju, and then sorry, not make a kaiju, but they're fighting a kaiju that grows, and then they make a robot because they got the otaku guy who's a sci-fi nerd, and we all know where it was going. But I actually liked all the little touches they did in that episode to sort of go back to classic mecha anime in terms of where they're all standing in a central room and they're all moved to their own central commands through various means, and how all of them were silly. But for some reason, Okarunes takes them through the ocean or something to get to his pod. So I really enjoyed that, and I liked it's when the show is doing things like that, it's really fun, it's really enjoyable. But getting to that point, honestly, I think I basically fell asleep through the episode before they even for most of that episode where the nerd guy is introduced, because I'm I don't understand what's happening. Are they redoing the first episode again? Or that episode where they lost each other? Is this a flashback and he was just there all the time?
Yeah.
Or is this
It's
happening
just showing
currently?
from his perspective. That episode, kind of.
And then they just jump back to the future where they go for the or the present where they're going for the golden ball in the apartment, which apparently is empty for the most part before it goes black in the sky or whatever.
Yeah, because they didn't want to introduce this character during that time because the focus was on Momo and Okarune, and they're trying to figure out if they're even friends, kind of thing. That was that episode. And they're not going to bring in a random character just to have him set up something that's going to happen in season 2. So they decided, okay, we'll show bits and pieces of that episode from his perspective just to iron out his kind of placement in this classroom and what his feelings are between Okarune and Momo and his personality.
The biggest problem with that is
School Rumble did it, but sorry, go ahead, Raggedy.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. So this is where the mask slips a little bit, because the guy who did Don does a similar thing that Oda does for One Piece, where it's a lot of things are kind of improvised, right? And it's made because they are good writers. It's interwoven in a way where it feels like it was always planned, even though it wasn't. And this is one of those cracks where you go, "Oh no, this wasn't always planned." Because if it was, he would have had him in the background somewhere. And even if you don't focus on him, you could like go back and see that he was there the whole time. So this is like one of those like cracks where it starts to show.
Oh no, what I'm saying specifically is like in the manga it's fine, right? You introduce characters later on because you don't have these characters planned. We all know about the nature of writing manga. Well, we don't all know, but we know in the nature of writing manga, a lot of these things are like adjusted on the fly to some extent, right? Based off of popularity and things like that. So, but like when I'm talking about in anime, you can do it is because they already have a lot of this already by the time we get to this point. So in School Rumble, if you read the first chapter, and it's like a it's like a short manga, gag manga, but like all the classmates that in the manga are just like faceless. But in the anime, because the manga has already run for a long time and they know that all these characters get introduced, they're all already animated into the scene, so they don't appear. So like you can do these things. But anyway, but either way, I found most of that episode to be effectively useless, which was like a waste of the runtime in some extent. But I did like where it ended up going with a lot of the things, even though that character is annoying. But like all of the characters are actually annoying to me in the show in one way, in one shape or form. Not all in a bad way, but they're all kind of annoying people. Let's be honest. Like none of these people are like people we would want to actually hang around.
They are all terrible people, and each one of like the main four is like a protagonist of a different show brought in. Like, for example, like Momo is a traditional shoujo protagonist. Ira is basically Sailor Moon, but more of a brat. Gigi is Naruto, even down to the superpowered evil side. Okaroon is kind of like a Midoriya from My Hero Academia, and they just kind of are being all intertwined together, and they can be very annoying, but when they bounce off each other, they're very, very funny.
I like that they keep some side characters in the mix, even though they're not really all that, like they're not necessary to keep. Like the two mannequins, like Hana the mannequin does not do anything, and yet she was brought with them to the bathhouse, to the spa, just to
hang
stand
out
there in the background, just to show that she is like still part of their cast, even though she's not really doing anything.
Well, anyone you see at any time can come back. Like the Hayashi, the musicians are 100% coming back at some point.
They are so amazing. I want them back. That whole episode was probably the best episode of the season.
It was really good.
And what's with the one guy? The three of them are dressed like like members of Kiss or something. And then the third guy looks like fucking Muta from Space Brothers. The fourth one,
they're all references to something. I don't know exactly what he's a reference to, but they're all referencing various things.
I will admit the Hayashi when they showed up was like a highlight in the show for sure, because I like how they show up and like by their design, that they're probably an important character, and they're like, and the grandmother's like, get the fuck out, like who the fuck are you? And they're like, no, I think we're supposed to be here. And she's like, oh.
The main character,
with the business card,
or
like the
not
business
the main
card.
character, the lead singer, his voice. I'm like, God, that sounds familiar. Wait a minute, and I check him out, and I'm like, damn it, he's Dark Schneider, the main singer.
Well, he's also at least the singing voice is the lead singer for Grand Rodeo, so you might have heard him from like various.
No, I haven't heard of that. I did think that it was Dark Schneider singing, and I'm like, wow, he's pretty talented. But...
No, the singing voice is different, and then the English dub, the voice is the lead singer for Dragon Force. And
oh shit!
The guitarist for the band is the guitarist for Megadeth. So they got some like talented people involved in this. And it shows because it's a really good band. The music's awesome.
I like that they bring the reference of the song back into the music room fight, but I did not really like the music room fight very much. I thought it went on for too long. It wasn't important, so I didn't feel like it needed to be as long as it was. And also, I know that the whole purpose of this was for Okaroon to kind of evolve as a fighter. And Turbo Granny's like describing it as a tempo. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of interesting. But it didn't feel like it went like full circle. Like it didn't feel like it actually, like Okaroon didn't really show that he knew exactly what Turbo Granny was talking about. He's like, oh my God, I get it now. And then he does stuff. And I'm like, I feel like that needed to be a little bit more clear on what exactly he changed in order to be able to fight the way that she described. Yeah, and so I just did not really like that fight very much. I thought the villains were kind of silly.
Well, yeah, they're very silly. They're all silly.
But this was more silly.
I like this anime better when they're not fighting.
You like the shoujo parts?
Well, I think that the characters themselves actually work quite well, especially when they're in their school. I thought the best parts of the first season were at the beginning when they were showing the scenes from in the school. I find the school very interesting. The characters they stand alone very well, and I feel like when they're just fighting and screaming and throwing their hair around and all that shit, they kind of get away from it takes away from what they actually have as characters, and they just become like, I don't know, icons that are part of a fighting scene. So like in this anime season, I thought my favorite episode was the one when they actually spend the first half of the episode or whatever in the school with the otaku guy. I thought that was probably my favorite episode from the season. I think that they get that this anime stands very well on its characters, and they're able to shine better when they're actually being more of human characters than they are of just being like superheroes. So they didn't do that very much in this season. I feel like it was mostly fighting, but I definitely like this anime better when they're flexing their guns on the characters. So,
I mean, my favorite episode was probably the Mecha Godzilla fights that they had, because it did a little bit of both. It did the crazy zany over the top stuff, but because they had to work as a team, there was a lot of that back and forth and interaction, and especially with Momo and Ira like calling each other like pig and slut and skag and all that stuff. They bounce off each other interesting, and they did keep it into the fight, so it gave me the best of both worlds for that.
You know what's interesting? And sort of going like when Mitch brings up like characters just being themselves, and you know how you said like they're all like a semi-representation of other main characters in other series to some extent. Actually, what I believe is that all of these characters are actually, what's interesting about these characters, that they're all technically in other stuff would just be the more interesting side characters that we don't get a lot of information on. That's how I review them, and why I think they work so well is because he somehow took all like these side characters, in my opinion, and melded them together in a way that it shouldn't work but does work, and each character has their own unique dynamic with one another. None of the dynamics just feel like are a carbon copy of one another, right? Like every character, even some of the side characters within this, are unique in how they interact with the different characters amongst themselves. And I think that's like, no one has the same relationship, and I think that's what makes them so dynamic. That's what makes them more dynamic in a lot of ways. Like Ira, how she acts in relation to Takakura-kun versus Momo versus Turbo Granny is like just very different and kind of hilarious. And you would think how she treats Momo and how she treats Turbo Granny are very similar, because it would feel that way, but there are subtle differences in how she also treats those two differently. And so that's why I think these characters feel compelling and feel more dynamic as characters, is all of their interactions feel very natural at the same time, funny enough as well.
Ira probably is my least favorite of the group. I find her, to be the most annoying and frustrating, but I am glad that they give her a moment to kind of actually be like kind to Momo and apologize for her being an idiot and threatening her own life. I'm glad that they kind of fill her out a little bit here in this season.
The other thing I think too is, even though I said there is a little bit of a downgrade in the quality, that's mostly in the beginning, and they do a lot of small touches in the animation that it gives it that next little elevation, right? So when Okarun is retaping up the cardboard, you see the cardboard crinkle under his fingers, which you wouldn't notice unless you're looking for it, or you see like the ground cracking underneath the big Buddha Gundam when it falls. You see when they're testing the soy sauce on Gigi, Seiko like holds her cigarette like next to his head, and you see the smoke change before she goes, okay, yeah, I'm going to do this. So there's these little animation touches that don't need to be there to tell whatever they're telling, that they throw in, which is that little extra kind of quality bump that I try to find when we're looking at something that is, we're all kind of talking about like whether it's how good it is. Those are like those little differences that will tend to bump something up for me, and the show has that for most of the runtime.
Yeah. And also I was a little bit apprehensive, like with the addition of Evil Eye kind of in their group now, I guess, through Gigi. But I found him to be like probably one of the most humorous parts of this season. Not even because he really does all that much, but because like in these moments of just ridiculousness, I'm always looking for his reaction, like his reaction to being pulled into a Gundam that he doesn't even know what is a freaking Gundam to Evil Eye, and how he's like, just what he emotes is just so funny to me.
He wants to murder.
Butchery.
Yeah. I think one of the better action scenes, I think, is also one of like the worst moments in the show at the same time, and I think it is the end fight with Evil Eye. I think is simultaneously like a really fun action scene, but also just shows like how like it's like it shows the seams bursting at the point, because it just it just becomes, okay, guys, we introduced the Evil Eye. Okay, cool. Will he be like helpful? Nope. Uno reverso. And now all of a sudden we've dealt with the big snake thing. Now we all have to take on the Evil Eye. Okay, cool. You guys are not equipped to handle this. But I like that they forced interesting choreography by forcing all these different styles to work together. And then, they bring in the grandmother and like the boxing Mantisian just out of nowhere with Taro, and then they do a whole thing. And I still think it's a really interesting fight scene, but like also none of this makes sense how this happened. This just all feels kind of stupid how they're all fighting like this. Like, why does Grandma show up at this exact moment? And then you do find out, like, Grandma can, like, we always knew she could kick ass, but, like, the fact that she was going toe-to-toe to Evil Eye was pretty crazy. But, yeah, no, I still really thought that scene was really, like, I perked up because I'm like, I love it when shows force characters to work together to fight another evil, and they forces them to, like, mix and match their styles. That makes for, I think, usually really interesting and dynamic fight scenes. And I think they pulled it off here because they're all also like on low tank of gas. And so it makes the fight more like, it gives a little bit more stakes.
All right. Any final thoughts?
I think we can head into rating.
All right. I thought Dawn on season 2 was fun. I think it's slightly less good, if that's proper English. I think season 1 was slightly better. I don't know. Most of the characters beyond, the original 2, I can kind of take or leave, to be honest with you. I do think it's going to be interesting to see where they go with the alien girl at the end, who just magically kisses Okarun for no other reason than to cause more relationship drama. Let's be totally honest. So in the end, I think this one really comes down to how well you enjoy the different villains that pop up. And ultimately, I think they were pretty good. I wish there was more narrative. And I hope they get more narrative going in season 3. So I will give this 3.5 music notes out of 5. Music notes thrown at you out of 5.
I'll go next. So I love Don to Don. I really like the season 2. But now that I'm like really thinking about all the different parts of this season, I tend to agree with Mitz that I think season 1 was a little bit better. If only for the fact I think season 1 was just tighter. I think all the plot there, the different arcs, I think just had the appropriate amount of time given to them in season 1. I think season 2 just felt like they were like the arcs were just too long in a way. Like I'm like, oh, they're fighting him again. Oh, and they're fighting him again. So I just felt like it could have been a little bit tighter in ways. And, just overall, I did have a fun time with it. I think I'm going to give this show, because I gave season 1 4.5 out of 5, I'm going to give this show 4 evil eyes fighting in their underwear out of 5.
Yeah, so we did, like I said, the show just what's interesting about the show is that I think what a lot of the issues, and I think maybe this is why Mitz also is feeling there's a problem with narrative, is that a lot of these seasons aren't structured within a season itself in a lot of ways. I think it was maybe originally conceived as like 24 episodes, because the ending of season 2 feels more like how a season ends when there's continuation, even though it still feels like it's just continuing, like it just sort of like stops, but obviously a season 3 is announced, which more than likely means a season 4 because of the popularity of the show, and it should be coming out relatively quickly, I would imagine, like next year probably, as well. So I am looking forward to that. I didn't rate the first season. When I think about it, I probably would have rated the first season a 4. Maybe a 4.5, depending on like my mood at the time, and if I just recently listened to that OP from Creepy Nuts. I'm gonna harp on it. I think this show probably would have been a 4 for me if it had maybe another Creepy Nuts opening. I'm just saying. If you're listening, Animation Studio doing Dan to Dan season 3, just bring back Creepy Nuts. It'll up your game a lot more than you think. I think I'm gonna fall on a 3.5. There's a lot of things I loved about it. There's a lot of things that were just okay about it. I am getting like a little frustrated with the whole like timid love narrative. But other than that, I think it's a pretty solid, fun show with like some strong aesthetics and as Mason likes to say, and like a personal style that I think makes for a fun watch. So 3.5 Buddha mechas out of 5.
3.5?
Yeah.
Wow, that's so interesting, because that's about exactly 1/3 Japan's birth rate. Speaking of timid love.
So I really do love Don Don. It's up there. It's been becoming one of my new favorites. I think this season continues a lot of the really excellent qualities from the first season. The characters are still great. The humor is still on point. For the most part, the production is still on point. There are some dips. And when I scored this last time, I was at like a 4.75, teetering between the 5 and the 4.5. And I think some of the freshness and newness of it really is what tipped me towards that 5. This time, it's not quite as razzle dazzle, right? I'm not, it's not as new and shiny, but still really good. So I'm gonna tip the other way and give it 4.5. The OPs are still perfectly fine out of 5.
God, such an optimist.
I try.
I think that rounds out to about a 4,
which is appropriate.
Sounds right. Sounds about right. Okay. Well, that's our show for today. What are we doing next week? Next week on the pod. Let's see here. Let's take a look. Next week on the podcast, we are going to be reviewing Dress Up Darling Season 2.
Woo-woo!
and I will be not here for that one. Okay, yeah, but I wish Dress Up Darling. I drew Marin Kitagawa. Chef's kiss. All the best. Hope you guys enjoyed the pod. We'll get back to Slate D's nuts. Or D Biggs. It's D Biggs, right? My bad.
Slate D Biggs nuts.
Slate D Biggs. Slate D's big nuts next week or next time on the podcast. Not next week. But I did enjoy the criticism, the humor-based criticism. Thanks to everybody who came on and let us criticize them in front of the whole world. And I obviously appreciate that. And for everybody that supports the podcast, I appreciate you guys as well. And Caroline and Raggedy and Andrew, thank you, all of you. I love you guys. And I'm a bald man, so it is what it is. And we'll see you guys next time on the podcast. Thanks for listening and watching. Toodles.
Have a happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Oh shit! Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.